Okay.
You get to hurt your butt.
Yeah.
They're all recording?
Now.
Wait, I want to be able to look at you better.
So now look at.
Wait, do I have to put this on now? Or
You
no?
don't have to.
Oh.
If you want to, you can have them on.
What'd you say?
I said it's recording everybody who
It's
Oh.
busy, and now the microphones are still even picking up him talking.
Hello.
Is this supposed to be in my eyes?
Yo.
Well, you can put it down.
Well, I mean, I'm just asking. Like, literally, I don't know. Where is it?
You're supposed to just be right here, so you
Talon, how's my angle?
Okay.
could talk into it.
Be so real. Yo, what?
Talon, how's my hair?
Okay, so
Talon,
this-
come fix my hair.
No.
This angle,
His angle's over there, Tal,
well, this one is all of you, so I'm saying that one.
and that one's him.
No matter what, you gotta really work hard on your posture because these are making me look slouched.
Me too.
Shit.
Then I'm terrible sloucher.
Well, no, yours is aiming like right at you, so you can't really tell if you're slouched.
But how come mine's a no matter what? How come hers is a if?
On this one and that
I'm a
one,
terrible
because they're both
sloucher. I'm
looking
the
at
worst
you, you can
sloucher
see
I
the posture
know.
for some reason.
What the?
Dude,
Noni,
so
why is it not
these-
zoomed in on just my face?
It's like it's getting your top half.
Well, look at
So you can see your arms and
show talent or talent can show you that one only zooms in like the lens.
So I got the worst camera on my face?
No. I mean
My
that's
boobs look crooked. Why are my boobs crooked?
and so we're recording right now.
Yeah.
But wherever we decide to start,
We'll do this thingy.
well, that you could just do that anytime, and then I can use that to link up the video.
Nice.
But then once they're linked, then I could just find where we want to start.
Okay. This is
Can I
fun.
have it to where it's only going from here?
I'm gonna
up
get
on
new
it?
teeth.
But he's centered.
Okay, but we're talking about movies.
'Kay.
We don't care about your teeth.
How do you zoom these ones out?
On the top, there's a little toggle that goes
I need
like.
to get new teeth so
side
I
to
can
side.
look cute on the podcast.
Oh, well, but so you're just a special guest. This is our podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna get my own shit.
This is
then.
your only this is the only time
Okay,
you're
I'm
ever
gonna
gonna
get
be
my
on
own
this
shit.
podcast. Yeah.
I'm gonna get my own shit.
Well, but
You
so
a solo podcast?
so look at this is my studio, right? I can put backdrop so you can't see. So this is all my shit, right? I can put a backdrop.
Would you watch that?
so that you can't see any of this,
Yeah.
and you can make your own.
Genuinely, I think I'm gonna be the
Have your
least
own.
favorite person. That's why I'm like stressed.
And-
'Cause I'm gonna be
and-
Talon, I'm gonna be
and-
myself. I don't want to be fake.
And you can call it whatever you want to
You
call
say-
it. You can have any guests you want to have. You can have any topic you want to have.
I'm
Ah,
done with
you
this
have the best job.
conversation. I'm
You
done
literally
with
have
this
the best job.
conversation.
And if
I'm
you-
done
if
with this
this-
conversation.
if this blows
I
up-
feel like it's gonna be good because of me.
And that's what I'm saying. If we blow up, you get to get paid doing that eventually.
Well, this is what I was telling him. I was like, I need a guy there.
Because he had none
yeah.
of these
You gotta be the guy in the chair. You're the guy in the chair.
No, but not like Spider-Man.
You're Ned.
I'm Ned Schneebly.
No, like Spot. No, but better.
Did you say Schneebly?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's from School of Rock.
Ned Schneebly. Oh yeah, I just watched School of Rock. You're so Jack Black.
Wait,
So
so-
I know you hate that, but you're so Jack Black.
That's Ned Schneebly though. That's from
I'm
School of
mad
Rock.
that you guys both watched Thunderbolts and I didn't watch
I didn't watch it.
Oh,
Go
you
right now
didn't?
and then come back. All right, we're gonna cut. My mom needs to go watch Thunderbolts. And
I
then-
want to
No.
watch it.
I didn't watch it.
You
All right.
Accountant.
We're gonna.
Richard wouldn't know being awkward.
Nobody, don't look at the cameras.
No, and he said only look at the camera if you're trying to make like a point, like
If you're trying to like, if you're trying to like,
break the
if you're trying to like,
break the fourth wall.
yeah, like if someone says something that you're like making
If
a
I'm
joke
having
about,
a Reynolds moment.
yeah, and that's your camera right there. So like, if this was like Hot Ones, I'd be like, okay,
I would look at the camera.
roll out the red carpet. This
I'm
camera,
not. I
this
feel
camera,
natural.
this camera.
No, Zach,
Let the people know what you got going on.
Says something stupid, you have to
That's
look
your
at the
camera. That one.
I'm not worried about. I'm not paying
Wait,
attention
that's
to
so
cameras.
something you and Johnny would do.
Because nobody would know except the people that watch the video.
And then the editor.
So,
Which is gonna be-
but all
Oh, you're
this,
editing it?
Maybe, I don't know.
all this is a trial and error, right? We have to make a shitty podcast first.
That's why I don't feel pressured. This is just so like
That's
trial.
when you release these on a channel, and then once you start doing better, you make another channel and release a better one.
We need
Exactly.
we need a fourth microphone over there.
They
we
can
need-
hear me, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait,
It's
Talon
picking
could
you-
be on the podcast.
Well, it's picking you up, but I think that it's a good idea to just have a microphone over there that you could turn on and off if you want to interject.
That's exactly what I
oh.
want to do. I would want to be the dude on the podcast that nobody can see.
Yeah, yeah.
And occasionally.
And then you could just go, actually.
That is one of my favorite
See, look at
things about a podcast.
this is what we
I
need
want to
to
wear wigs.
Actually, guys.
No.
Because that guy usually gives really good.
I want to
input.
wear wigs every week.
So this is
On
this
my
is the other
podcast.
thing is look what's picking up.
And
I'm
new teeth.
I'm
Is
such
this
a
the background music?
oh turn that off. Sorry. Yeah.
Is it okay that we're all talking over each other? Like if we do this during the podcast, is that
Well, that's
okay?
why if you have your headphones on, you could tell
Well, that's not happening.
who's taking.
It's not happening.
I'm not wearing these headphones. Noni likes the sound of his own voice.
I no. I
You
like
like
to
the
be-
sound of your own
I
voice?
don't. I didn't right now.
One off, one on.
and it's also picking up all of the little like.
I'm not touching.
No, me. I'm a fucking.
Okay, I don't mind
I
this.
move around a
Also,
lot,
can you
and
turn the
like I'm
volume
tweaking
down
on it.
a bit so-
Okay, but do I look retarded with one headphone in and
Yes.
one headphone out? Okay.
No, oh no, but not about the headphones. You just look retarded.
Okay, but I can't change that. That's out of my control. Mom, you just said I look cute.
Okay,
You look like you're gonna wash your hair and then put some dry.
so we don't have a.
I just washed my hair.
You need leave-in conditioner.
So and that's
That's
the
what's
other,
in my hair.
that's the other thing. We need to like.
So
figure
I'm
out-
unfixable.
We need to figure out like volumes.
Thanks, podcast guy.
Because like when I get up all up on it, I'm taking.
You're ready for my shit. Don't do that.
So we just need to go like this. Okay, so now when I'm talking, you can pick that up, and so you.
Dude, I went to work with this hair. This
boom,
sucks.
right there. Like if we go like this, you could tell that
I'm drawing.
it's too much. Talk.
Hello.
Yeah, well.
I hate
Okay,
everybody.
wait. You know what's ruining it? Is the
I
fact
hate
that there's a
everybody.
gap right here, so I can see
I hate
Okay,
everybody.
valid. Can your mom cut my hair? Where's your mom?
That's what I'm saying.
You can't, but
Could you cut it while I'm on the
My mom
podcast?
has you looking good.
What? You told me to say
Yeah.
something.
yeah. So like this distance is perfect,
Okay.
Oh, no, I think she left.
I hate everybody.
but I also want you to be able to like you can move around. You know, you could like I don't want you to be like all stiff and be like
I can
okay, I
try
need to
to
make
do
sure.
agree with that take.
I need to
Everyone
focus.
needs a drink. All podcasts, everyone has a drink.
Well, I have a drink.
I have
Don, can
water.
you get me and my mom beers?
We have Cokes.
I have
Get
water
water.
right there.
Everyone needs something.
Can I just have a water, please?
So this is like what we talked about before. I could be like, this podcast is brought to you by Modelo, but
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
say that because
You have to hide it.
it's not brought to you by Modelo.
You have to insert what your word is.
I don't have to hide it. I can have it out. I just can't say that we're associated with them in any way. Like they're not giving us permission to use that.
Or we can just lie. Can we just lie?
Actually, I probably need to look up like the legalities of
That's
what we're
I
doing.
think his best bits is when he can't show the actual brand in his video, so he makes like his own off-brand thing.
Yeah.
Who?
Ryan
Some
Higa. No, say his real name.
YouTuber- His real name is Ryan Higa.
We'll say the YouTube name.
His first name is Danber.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Okay, so
You're
Look.
report.
episode 1, informally, this is just the Zion and Anthony podcast.
So I was talking to Liz about our name. Is our name the Zoni Podcast?
I said Zanoni.
Oh, I told Liz Zoni.
I
and she
said
was like,
Zanoni.
that is the worst name ever.
No, everybody hated it, including you. But I said Zanoni because Zion and Noni. I thought Zanoni was fucking dope.
So Zanoni Podcast featuring my mom.
Special guest.
Yeah, special guest.
But we if you don't
Who's
like
gonna have our own podcast and it's gonna be better?
yeah, but if you don't like Zanoni, we could just a basic dude. I was looking at all different kinds of names of
my idea
podcasts, and
originally.
it kept giving me like. It kept giving like on I was
Talon's
using
thinking.
ChatGPT and it's giving me all these like ones that was acting like as
Talon,
if it was my
I think that
friend
me
and
and
trying
you
to
should
relate
do
to
a
me.
podcast.
Did it tell you names?
Yeah, but it gave me all kinds of stuff that was trying to relate me
Yeah,
to
you
like
do.
the
We can wear
hardcore
wigs.
Harley podcast. I was like, what?
No.
Is your mic on?
Yes.
It's not glowing.
We can wear.
Yeah. So these lights are not
we can
like
wear
whether it's on or
disguises.
off.
It'll make
the
you feel more
lights-
My light's
comfortable.
on.
So I switched it. I put this one for Zion because it's the gayest one. And then I
Yeah, and you took my spot.
but now mommy's got
He's
it.
gayer than me.
And then and then your seats can go up and down if you.
I can look tall. Oh.
Oh.
Well.
Now the mic's covering your face.
Oh, actually,
Tom, where's our water?
oh,
You're all drinks,
Come on, water guy.
water boy.
you gotta stay in the same spot the whole time so you're centered.
Okay, I'll stay like this.
So,
Yeah. See, and that's the other thing. Once they spin,
wait, you
they
gotta
get loose.
And you have to fix it. So, Mom, actually, genuinely pay attention to your mic the whole time we're talking.
scoot more this way.
And I probably need to turn mine down because I'm kind of loud. But it's okay. I could be the dominant voice in this podcast. This was my idea anyway.
It was. Oh my god.
No, it was my idea to be the
It was
dominant
my idea to
voice.
start the podcast, man.
Not to start the
My
podcast.
podcast, my rules.
We're not watching this podcast. This podcast sucks.
This podcast way sucks. Okay, so we're going to start the official one. So, take
We're
one.
not like that.
Episode 1.
Wait, that's what our intro is gonna be? Or why
No,
you-
no, we're
No,
going
I
to
said,
do.
So far, this sucks.
Oh, he's just giving a review of our podcast.
Look, here's the deal.
Well,
That-
that's shitty.
I'm going to fucking post this in its entirety. Like everything we've talked about since we push record.
Hell no.
Because I want our audience to start to get to know us.
Guys, this is
Hell
we're
no.
authentic.
Dude,
You gotta be careful.
we're going to.
These cameras have moved a couple of times.
Right. We're going to evolve to start doing a structured podcast where we have specific movies that we're going to talk about depending on how long they've been out. and we're gonna have like these huge, like insightful, like commentary on like what we like about them, what we don't like about them. But right now, like we don't have. There's nobody gonna fucking watch this. So it's like
That's not true.
I'm not gonna come out and be like, okay, today we're reviewing Minecraft.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's directed by so and so, and and I'm not gonna do all that because I've watched a whole bunch of movie review podcasts, and they're so structured and formal. It's kind of awesome. But I don't think that, like, if you look at that, that's like that guy just got 50,000 views for that video. Those 50,000 people are watching it because they're used to that structure.
Yeah.
They're used to that dude. They're subscribed to that dude.
Yeah.
We need to get people to start watching. If we air this one and we get 100 people watch it, okay, so next one will be a little more structured, and let's see how that. And then the comments will even dictate. The comments will be like, "Don't fucking structure it," or, "Yeah, you guys need some fucking structure."
Yeah. Okay. I just like the idea that we can't get canceled yet. Noni said we can't get canceled if we don't have an audience. That really got me excited to do this.
Like, how are we gonna get canceled if nobody's watching?
Yeah, that's
Like, I was just thinking about a whole bunch of
Blow
stuff.
Up and people go back in your history and go, look at what you said in the first podcast. This guy's racist, and we're not gonna
We've
do it.
evolved
Woo!
since then.
Well, you're right, but no. So we could do this because if it ever happened where, let's say somewhere down the road we end up with a bunch of followers, we end up with a great podcast, and like all these people are following us, and they go, let's look at the episode 1,
Yeah.
and then they're like, okay, she was kind of racist. This guy was
Zahn was fucking awesome.
Far from
Zahn's
it.
always been awesome.
But if that took place, let's just make a clip like a disclosure real quick. Be like, none of us are racist. We love everybody,
I feel like a camera just turned off.
and
But we still have this one.
Yeah, how much did you charge it?
that battery's full.
Well, just turn it off.
Talon, you're in charge of that. When you hear that, you gotta
So
turn
was
it
it?
back on.
Yeah. So was it recording? I don't know.
So now, when that dies in that shot, if you're using this footage, you'd cut to the wide shot, correct?
Well, yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out the podcast format because eventually I want to edit an episode.
We could do it together.
That'd be fun. This is a bonding experience. I don't even care about the cameras. This is a bonding experience between me and my Noni.
It's recording.
There we go. See?
So if I want to say the M word right now, I can say the M word right now.
Please don't.
Okay.
So, well, you don't in your normal life anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
This is the part where I look at the camera, right?
where you're like
The part where I get a video off my phone, video, and just insert it.
you're like Theo Vaughn. You're like,
What
if
video?
I really feel the urge, I just write it down.
He does that? I love that.
No, he doesn't do that. That's
Oh.
what he said. No, but okay. So, but semi-structured. We are going to talk about some movies. I feel like she's been a little too quiet, so let's hear your opinion about a movie that we just recently all watched.
Yeah, which one?
Which one did you say that we all watched?
Companion. Did
There
you see
go.
Companion, Noni?
Nope, but go ahead.
Not as good as my sons try to make it out to be.
But why didn't you like it?
Can't have dead air. Can't have dead air. You got to speak up.
Where
We
do
could
I
have dead air, we
start?
just have
Where
to-
do I
No,
start?
no fucking editing. This is gonna be a solid, fluid shot.
But let dead air just be
We're
not.
already done in like 20 minutes. Really? You're gonna post a 3-hour long one?
Well, see,
Yes!
this is my
It,
thing.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Like, you guys loved it, and Justice said it was like the best movie ever. Like,
Jody said you were bothered by the woman being thrown around. That's the point of that scene. You're supposed to be triggered. My mom has a problem with women being beat up in movies.
I have a problem with women being beat up in real life, but in movies, it's kind of fun to watch.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
It's not like we're like, yes.
I felt like someone got gratification out of that. They wanted to see that.
That's just you projecting. There's no way in hell anyone's thinking like, yeah, this is awesome. I always wanted to beat up a woman in a movie. They're generally just you're supposed to be like,
there
this is a
is.
villain. This is a villain. And I hate it.
100% somebody wanted to see that shit.
Wait, but I didn't see the movie. Did she deserve it?
No,
Oh.
Oh, so it's just a guy being a dick.
because he's the villain of the movie. Noni, he's literally this horrible person that manipulates women. She's like a robot. Have you seen Companion, Talon?
No.
She's this robot, and she's there to fulfill all his needs. And he eventually beats her up because she outsmarts him.
She's not a real person.
Like that, with Megan Fox.
I feel
This is
like,
the better
I
of
felt like
that.
that movie's already been done before, and with that, we need a rebuttal. I want to
Oh,
see
wait,
the
but
rebuttal.
It's not a real woman.
No, she's literally a robot. She's a
Beat
companion.
the fuck out of her.
No.
It's a robot. It has no
No.
feelings, no emotions. It probably doesn't feel pain.
That's the thing is,
No.
he controls her emotions. So there's a scene where he turns up her intelligence. He turns up her, like, everything all the way up. So when she's doing this, it's because everything's leveled all the way up. So she does have feelings during this battle.
He purposely says, "I want you to feel
No,
this."
no, that's just what happens to happen in the movie. So that's where you're valid. Yes, she probably feels pain, but
No. She's a robot. She doesn't feel pain.
she does in the movie. She does. She literally there's like a whole scene where she's like.
Or they explain that.
Yes.
You need to pick another movie because he hasn't seen it.
No, this is great. Like we're talking about.
I just
movie.
don't like your reasoning for not liking the movie. It's just because
No. I just feel like they could have done
Oh,
more with
we
it.
do have to. Okay, so as we progress in this, like episode 2, probably, we'll end up going. Okay, we're gonna do like 45 minutes to an hour, no spoilers, where we literally just discuss.
spoiler.
stuff.
Well, so this one I'll put a disclosure at the beginning. You're gonna get spoilers. Everybody, I forgot what camera's mine, but spoilers. And then need to Google like
She gets
what
her
a spoiler
ass
is.
beat.
You need to Google what a spoiler is.
Yeah, what's a spoiler? Well, okay, so
What qualifies?
yeah, what qualifies as a spoiler? Because if I watch the fucking preview and then I just discuss something that's like on the
Right.
preview,
Yeah.
or if we all know what the fucking plot of Avengers is and we're like, oh, talking about that.
The ending is the spoiler.
So whatever the secret is what's the spoiler? So is it a secret that in Companion the robot bitch got the shit kicked out of her?
Kind of like they don't really show it in the trailer, but
So
people
we
were
should.
picking up on it.
So then that's a distinct spoiler that we should have been like, spoiler.
If a movie
Too late.
came out less than, I'd say 3 months
It's
ago,
the audience's fault.
then you should say a spoiler. You could say a spoiler. If it came out within 3 months ago,
Oh,
then you have
okay.
to put a spoiler.
I thought you were saying the opposite.
See, I googled it and I don't Google shit. I chat GPT stuff. So I chat GPT'd it and the fucker, whatever the robot that I'm talking to, told me if it's more than a month, then just say okay, spoiler alert, and then talk about it. If it's less than a month, don't even
Really? I
Don't
give
even
people a weekend,
don't even put it out there to like be a spoiler.
especially if it's a Marvel movie. You get 1 weekend, and I'm gonna start talking about it. You get one weekend to watch it.
Hold on, it's so Thunderbolts is it changed to New
We're-
Avengers?
Spoiler.
Is that legit?
Yes, they're the new Avengers.
But I'm saying, is that the name of the movie now?
yes.
Like if I go to the theater, it says New Avengers.
No, but that'd be really sick. They should have done that. No, it's just
Well,
an
because I
event.
just showed it just showed on Rotten Tomatoes the rankings of Rotten Tomato ratings of
I didn't
of
know that.
of Marvel movies, and it was on there listed as New Avengers.
So the way Thunderbolts ends, Mom, is
I haven't seen it yet. Fuck a spoiler for the 5 people
oh,
I'm
I
gonna
thought
watch.
that's what you went to go watch.
No.
Oh, you watched The Accountant.
I watched The Accountant too,
Oh.
which was great, by the way.
The grandpa
Meh.
movie. Looks like a grandpa movie.
I'm
Accountant.
not. I heard someone was telling me about that you have to watch one first.
Tato.
No.
Yeah, he said you need to watch one first before you watch
No.
two.
So
I haven't seen either
no,
one.
No. Accountant 2 it can stand on its own. It you can enjoy it on its own merit. But if you watch Accountant 2 first and you don't watch Accountant
Where's
1,
my water,
it
Talon?
spoils Accountant 1
I don't
ending.
know. Why don't you read it yourself?
I can't, dude. I'm live, man.
So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Accountant 1, John Bernthal is his brother.
I haven't seen Accountant 1. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Spoiler. So if you haven't seen number 1,
Are we supposed to not think he's his brother?
well, because you don't know that he's his brother until the end of Accountant 1.
Is it like a Fight Club thing where like he's talking to a ghost?
No. Accountant 1 is like, this is like super spoiler, but it's like 8 years old. So, but in Accountant 1,
According to ChatGPT, we're obeying.
yeah, in Accountant 1, you know, he's like doing his own thing and he's like fucking hired by the mob and doing all this stuff. And this guy's hunting him. But then you find out at the end of the movie, the guy hunting him is his fucking brother.
That's cool.
Like he's like, holy
I
fuck.
wish you didn't spoil it.
my
I don't want to
fucking-
watch either one now.
But in part 2, now they're
I want to watch the second
now
one.
they're brothers and now they just do their shit together. 'Cause
Oh,
they're both
that's
like badass assassin motherfuckers that like, you know, but he's like
I'd
all,
imagine that's in the trailer.
But here's the other thing about Accountant 2. Okay, so my own opinion about, so that's what the show is. It's our bullshit opinions that nobody gives a fuck about, but we're gonna say them. That's the whole point of this. Ben Affleck, I have a hard time believing when he's acting,
Me too.
only
I think
because
he's a horrible Batman.
he's actually no. So he's actually a good actor. I think he's a good actor.
How is he a good actor? By the way, I haven't heard anyone give any like evidence on that or like said.
So
what he's
prior to me watching, you know, just completely like doom scrolling on fucking YouTube and watching all these fucking videos and seeing all this stuff of him like outside, like in his private life and having interactions, and then like in interviews where he's like apparently or supposed to be being himself,
Yeah.
discussing like politics and shit. After watching that, then I like watch him in the fucking movies, and I'm like, nah. But before that, I believed what I saw on the screen.
Your fault?
It is my fault.
Now you're seeing too much of his personality.
That's what happens.
through it.
I follow too many actors in real life, and then I see them in the movie, and I'm like, oh, I just saw you talk in real life. Why is it hard? Why do I feel like I know you? You're my homie.
Well, that's why a lot of directors will go, we're getting, I don't
Fresh.
want, yeah, I want fresh people. I mean, unless you get somebody like DiCaprio or, you know, like fucking, if you specifically write a role for Sam Jackson, you're like, oh, everybody's going to believe that he's going to say motherfucker. So I have a role of a guy who's gonna say motherfucker. I'm gonna put him in it.
I
And
think
you
we
get
need
that.
new actors. I'm sick of seeing the same people and everything.
Me too.
Okay, but then now you have a smaller pool to pick from. So you're like, I have this vision of what I want my movie to be. Then you look at like what you can, like who you're gonna hire to play that specific role that you already
All
have in
new
your mind.
actors. I want all new actors.
Who would be your dream actors in a movie you'd make? Mom.
My dream?
Yeah.
Leslie Mann.
Who?
Okay.
Leslie Mann.
She has a crush on Leslie Mann.
Who's that?
Judd Apatow's wife. She's in all his movies. Leslie Mann.
Give me an example.
Knocked Up.
Who'd she play?
The wife of someone, right? Isn't she with Paul Rudd in that movie? Aren't they connected? This is 40?
No.
This is 40.
This
The
is
main
She's
girl.
40.
She's the
This
main
is
girl in This is 40. That's Leslie Mann.
That's Leslie
17
Mann?
again.
How did I not know her name? So yeah, I do
You
know
don't
who
care
that
about
is.
her. That's why.
I don't care about women in general, but that
Yeah, he likes when they get beat up in movies.
only if they're robots.
Okay. That fixes it. Yeah, no, I like Leslie Mann too, Mom.
I do like Leslie Mann. So that would be okay, but I mean, if you're making a movie, you're like, okay, I'm gonna revolve everything around her, and then what? She's
And
gonna
then
get beat
what?
up.
No.
She's kissing her the whole time. She's also in the movie. We have to make out.
No,
Maybe.
that is actually one of my favorite scenes of all time. Is when is it this is 40
Hemorrhoid.
when she
You're
no
gonna say hemorrhoid.
Are you talking about the Spider-Man? When she wants
no
to...
it's not this is 40 when she's like she's being all sexy and then she sits on the toilet and she's like brah
Yeah.
and then she's like, oh, we shouldn't have had that Thai food.
Yeah.
That's your favorite scene?
Yeah.
In that movie. That was like the greatest scene in that movie.
Okay, I like that actually.
Oh, so the other
You're
day
right. She's in Knocked Up. She's a sister.
Thank
she's
you.
the sister. You know, she always kind of plays a bitch though,
Yeah. And
But,
Judd
like,
Apatow is the reason.
but like relatable.
How do you feel about that, Oni? That
I
Judd
don't think
Apatow...
She plays a bitch.
She does play a
No,
bitch.
she does. Mom,
but-
she plays like she says everything kind of like passive aggressively. Like I don't like the way she talks in films either, but she's funny.
I love her delivery.
Maybe you're a bitch as well. But I
Are
love-
you allowed to say that?
No, you can't.
I can't say that to my mom.
That's your mom.
I thought we were supposed to talk how we talk off camera.
Maybe you are as well.
No, I'm saying like maybe you like relate. You're not a bitch. Did a camera turn off? I swear I heard something. Did a camera?
We didn't
no?
get it.
I was gonna ask you, Noni, how do you feel about since Judd Apatow is her husband? How do you feel about him picking all these dudes to make out with his wife in films?
Ooh, he
Yeah.
likes that.
Do you think he has like a little bit of a fetish?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay. Thanks for answering my question.
I mean, he's like totally like, okay, I'm gonna hire. Who do I want to make out with?
Could
my
you do
wife?
that? Could you do that? Could you do that? Could you pick? You know,
I could be a little bit of a cuck.
write the scene. And,
could be a little bit.
And pick the guy.
I would want the men to be
direct
attractive as well. It
their
would have to be my
kids.
celebrity crush as a man.
So
Could
I
you
mean,
do that?
There's a whole bunch of me that wants to be like myself and say whatever, but my wife's son is sitting right there.
Get
so
outta
it'd be
here.
a little awkward for him to hear his dad talk about something like that. I'm not
I don't
even
think
saying-
that's weird.
I don't
Zion
even-
could tell me if he would be okay. Like, why is that weird?
I also call my mom a
I
bitch
was
though.
immediate for no.
Immediate no. Okay, but if I would be
Say-
honest,
It's too late.
if I was a
Like,
director,
It's like the same thing as like.
no, if I was a famous director and I was creating all these awesome, I would find
And you do, and you know that your
I would
wife's,
find-
wife's a great
I would
actress.
find roles
and-
for my wife. I'd be like,
Yeah.
look, I wrote this part for you.
Right.
It just so happens that there's a kissing scene.
Uh-huh.
So be it. Like it's
No, he's writing in the kissing scene. Judd Apatow was writing in sex
if
scenes
it
for his
needs
wife.
a kissing scene, you're making it. If he's purposefully,
I heard a grunt.
if he's
doesn't fuck
purposefully,
with that.
look, if he's purposely getting off on it and he's like, fuck it, I want to see all these people make out with my wife. Great.
No.
I don't think he's getting off on it.
Did
I think,
I don't know if the microphone just picked up. I farted.
Apparently, these microphones pick everything up.
So
So,
anyway,
If you have any sort of control in that, you're a cunt.
well, look, if he,
so Judd Apatow is a cuck.
No, no.
Confirmed on the podcast. Judd Apatow is a cuck.
okay, snip that, and we're putting it on TikTok. And
Finding out live.
hashtag Judd Apatow.
no.
Is a cuck.
Is
It's a job. It's a profession. It's
Okay, so-
professionalism.
Mom,
But-
I was just asking his take. I agree. I don't
No,
think
no,
he's a
no.
cuck.
No, no.
I would enjoy that. I'm not a cuck. I just would enjoy my wife making
Well,
out
you
with
did say
celebrities.
you're kind of a cuck.
Maybe a little bit when it comes to celebrities. When it comes to celebrities, I don't want my wife making out with people that are normies.
Oh yeah,
normie peasant.
you would be jealous. You're a jealous person.
But I like it a little bit.
Wait,
No,
but
you
you do have
wouldn't.
a
Mom,
You'd
I'd have
be
to like the
jealous.
actor
You'd
as
be
well.
jealous.
No, but you
You'd
do
be
have a
jealous.
girlfriend, so you can kind of.
Yeah, I would let her make out with Paul Rudd. She loves Paul Rudd.
You'd be like, I'm gonna write a script.
Oh, because he'd
Where you
be
make out
like
with
30
Paul
years
Rudd.
older than her.
I think it's rude for you to not let your wife make out with Paul Rudd. I think that's rude. I think my wife should let me make out with Megan Fox if I had to
Ew.
think
really?
of both ways. You don't think Megan Fox is hot?
So
If we're thinking stereotypical,
before she like injected a bunch of stuff in her,
is that true?
I think so. It looks like it.
I don't know. I'm coming around to the fake.
You like the fake?
I'm coming around.
The
to
fake
it.
is gross.
My mom always says that. It's
Do you, Oh wait, you have fake.
I don't say that.
Oh wait, you have fake. Though. Wait, you're one of the fakes.
But it's
You
not
are a
gross on-
robot.
It's not gross on you.
You can get
you
beat up in a movie.
wear it well. We don't even know what's actually fake or not. So, next subject.
Did you
Your
see?
opinions don't matter anymore. Nothing else. The podcast is ruined.
The podcast is ruined.
We
It's made by two cooks.
For being honest, I think they're gonna appreciate the authenticity.
I'm glad he said too. I'm not involved in.
No. So I'm not a cuck. So what I was gonna say, but
That's
I
such a
didn't-
cuck thing to
No,
say.
I didn't finish. Here's my take on it. Here's an honest take. If I was so I'm not a famous fucking director. I don't make famous movies. I don't have this crazy fucking backlog of people who I talk to that are in the industry. If I was that, and I had all this availability,
Yeah.
and my wife was an actress, I would write fucking shit for her in a movie. And then if the fucking creative, like if the scene called for a kiss,
Yeah.
I'm not bothered by it. I'm secure in my masculinity and my fucking like I'm not gonna be like, well, let's not put a kiss in there because, you know, my wife's not kissing another dude.
Yeah.
I would leave it, but I wouldn't be like getting off on it. I wouldn't be like, oh fuck yeah, she's kissing Adam Sandler.
No matter what.
Right.
You're deciding for that to happen. You're either writing a script knowing that it's gonna. Be
Yeah,
a
but
wife
if
Wait,
you
but can I
write
ask you something? Can I ask Talon
you
something?
know the script and you're gonna pick your wife to play.
Would you feel that way before you got in a relationship, or did your relationship change your way of thinking when it comes to the cuck stuff?
100%. That was how I would.
That's how you always felt. Okay.
See, we need a microphone for Talon. Okay.
I know he's actually contributing.
But no, so look at here's the thing. You're right. If you are writing the scenes and you're like, I'm gonna put a kiss scene in here because this is my wife.
No, you're
Is
not
it-
getting what I'm saying at all.
I'm saying if you write a script, you don't have your wife in mind, or you don't have. You're just writing a
Correct.
script and what's funny, what works, what makes it. Because you do have to have like character development. You can't just be like, you know, these two people that are nothing and have no romantic anything. Try to like, you know, make the story make
But
sense.
you're saying he wrote.
Mom, he
wrote-
writes. He literally he wrote what's his like famous movie that he wrote? Didn't he write Knocked Up? Didn't he write This Is 40? Didn't he write This Is 40?
don't know
And
if
Leslie
he
Mann
wrote
is
that.
literally all over Paul Rudd in that movie. They have sex scenes. They kiss. They do all that stuff.
And he puts his butthole and he's like,
Yeah. Can you look at this? That is a good scene. She's like,
it's so even better.
what did she say? We're too close.
Judd
I miss
Apatow-
secrets.
No, so Judd Apatow was like, I know my wife likes Paul Rudd, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Paul Rudd show her his butthole.
Yeah.
Which works for kind of like the opposite of a cuck,
Yeah.
maybe.
I guess. We're just cuck defenders.
I'm not defending a cuck. I think cuck is. We've said cuck way too many
If
times.
Paul Rudd,
Yeah, I think
I
we
mean,
have.
if Judd Apatow was a cuck, I don't
Go
care.
with a word.
You're still a fan.
I'm still a fan. Is what I'm saying.
Talon's not. I think he's
He's gonna stop watching his movies because
he's
doesn't.
gonna
yeah,
stop
yeah.
watching movies. No.
Have you guys heard of Outer Banks, a show on
You just
Netflix?
need to finish your points.
Oh yeah, we do.
No incomplete points. That's
Okay.
not good for a podcast.
What? I just said my point. I don't care if
No, but like you can't interrupt somebody and not directly contribute to what they just said. Or you're gonna. It's too many. If the points bouncing anywhere all over the place, then it's not gonna be good.
So he said all that to say yes, he would. Yes, he would.
I would not.
I thought you
wouldn't-
said you would.
No, I feel like this is great that we're recording this because we can play it back. I wouldn't specifically write something to go, I want to see my wife make out with dude.
No, not that wasn't the question. Would you just write? Would you just
I don't
write?
even- was
Would
that
you
my
be
question?
okay with that? Would you be okay and put her and be okay?
yes,
with
that was my question.
Right?
If
How
there
would-
was already
So since-
a script written where there was a kiss in it,
I feel
just
like
a
we made our
kiss,
points
Yeah.
down.
I'd be like, cool,
Okay.
cast my wife.
I made
If
mine.
this helps her career and everything, and there's already a kiss involved, whatever. I would definitely not write a kiss in. I would, and if I was writing it for her, and then I would definitely, if there was any kind of sex in it, not happening. If she had to like get naked for it, not happening. Or it could happen, but it just wouldn't be with my permission.
I didn't know that was gonna be your answer.
You okay with your see, but you're not married. You don't have kids, so it's a little bit different.
I guess that makes me invalid.
What's that?
What are you imagining with the kiss?
What am I imagining with a kiss? If it's just part like if it's a part of the scene, like a husband and wife are like, hey,
So you wrote a script, husband and wife, and then after you went, I want my wife to be the wife. I want my wife to be his wife.
if there's no sex scenes
I don't agree.
and no makeouts.
You're thinking there's that's not even in movies anymore.
With your wife doing anything with another man, why would you put your wife in that role?
See, but now as we're
That's what
talking
Judd
about,
Apatow does.
here's the thing. I genuinely got.
But she's gonna
I don't know
get
how
paid.
far. I don't know how far we got into
And
this.
she's gonna get
I don't know how much time we are into the
exposure,
podcast.
and she's gonna get.
This is the moment where I'm like, "Fuck, this is
and
being
it,
recorded."
and the kissing scenes and
Really barely.
are different.
Just right now. So
It's not a real kiss.
So now I don't. There's gonna be definitely.
It's not real.
Send this to Kelly.
Well, no. So there's definitely gonna be.
I don't even
Name
know
drop.
that they do always have lip contact.
But there's definitely gonna be.
Yeah, they do. They have to
Regardless
film
of-
it in a way that looks good, and it's not
There's two
about
conversations happening.
actually
By the way, Noni,
kissing.
doesn't exist in movies no more. Those don't exist. Those don't exist. So I don't know. You're writing a PG movie or what? Those don't exist.
You've read my scripts.
Ooh, ooh.
It's definitely not PG.
It's definitely not PG.
It's very rated NC-17.
one of these podcasts we're gonna talk about like
Your script?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
We should literally do the
script?
scene from your script on the podcast.
We
You have a
should.
script?
I do.
That'd be sick.
It's a comedy. I wouldn't cast my wife in it though. I don't think she'd want to do it. You know, you'd be surprised. So I started building this studio.
She's
that's
gonna take
what we call it.
over.
I
I
started,
wish
do-
that fan was only on me.
I started doing this like a while ago, right?
Uh-huh.
And but we've been planning on this for a long time. You know, right? We've been every time we have a conversation. Oh, we should do a podcast. We should do a podcast.
Yeah.
I've had so many conversations with people about like me doing a podcast. You'd be surprised about how many people are like, I would never. I wouldn't. I'm like, you if you want, you come on my podcast. We can talk. And they're like, nope.
Really? I always hear I want to start a podcast. I never hear I would never.
I would. Most of the people I talk to are like, I would never. And
Why?
I have lots of
Why
like.
would they?
That's a
never?
red flag. Like, what
What's the
are you
why?
hiding, dude? Why?
It's not
why
that
do you
they're
not wanna-
hiding. It's people like they're afraid they get cameras on them. It's being recorded. They might say something that trips them up. Then somebody might get upset at them. I have pissed so many people off in my life that because I've never. I won't say that I'm 100% genuine because I think we all kind of alter our existence when depending on who's in front of us. But
I'm 100%
I'm
genuine.
I'm pretty like upfront. Like everybody kind of knows like
You
who I
get
am.
off on
Where's my
pissing
camera?
people off.
Episode 2, you guys all need to be on mushrooms.
Talon just wants chaos.
I have them upstairs.
Nope. None for me.
I guarantee you.
None
no matter
for
how
me.
much- Anything you have, that will get at least 10,000 views.
10,000.
Am I the only one that thinks this is great so far?
I think
no,
so.
like, no matter how popular or how good the podcast is, if you all do a podcast with mushrooms on it and like promote it right, you'll get views on that.
See, there's a. We'll have to look it up because there's definitely got to be some kind. Because I mean, technically, right now mushrooms are illegal.
No mushrooms for my mom.
Like
None
some
for
places
you.
they're legal, but
Yeah, me and mom. Hell no.
right now currently they're not legal here. So I can't just like post a video of us going, "Hey, we're gonna do illegal drugs and see what happens."
Well, like imply it. Don't say, "Hey, we're taking mushrooms."
Just
We're
so-
on something.
Just so everybody knows.
Little wink at the camera.
Literally, all you have to
Wink-a-dink.
say is like, "Oh, I brought some portobello mushrooms," and then everybody
Yeah,
will know
yeah.
what you're talking about, and you can be in no legal trouble.
Well, I mean,
Like, it's
I trust him.
well, look, it is kind of one of those topics where some people are like, "Hey, it's cool because they just know a lot about it. They have a lot of experience with it, and it seems like a normal everyday thing."
Yeah.
There's also a whole nother camp of people who are like, "That's like horrible. It's the worst. Don't ever do it. Don't ever give it to people. Don't And so I don't really want to have a podcast where I'm like promoting something that there's a good portion of people out there being not excited about it.
Yeah, and if you're
That are
doing it,
affected
you're in a way promoting
negatively
it.
By that.
Did the mic pick that up? Did you hear that in your ears?
We did. I'm the only one listening to
Oh, yeah.
to the master mix, so it's really great because my voice is the loudest.
Nice, as we thought.
So, but that's another thing is, so if I need Talon over there, I need him to have headphones and I need him to have a microphone, which he could turn on and off when he wants to interject, but he can have the final thing because there's also like the, like,
That's like when you're making music.
And the
that's why you need a pop filter.
right. So it's gonna pick up, like, you could see both of us are really close. She's a little bit further away.
It's okay.
It's still picking it up.
You told me to go further away.
No, when you're gonna say something, get close to the mic, and it's been a while
Oh my god.
since you like
You
provided
can't, but
any.
I think my voice is kind of like taking over everything, and which is kind of was my idea.
Do you think sex scenes are needed in movies or they're pointless?
They're definitely not pointless.
Thank you. That's all over TikTok right now. I literally just saw a TikTok that had 7 million likes, and it was like, sex scenes are so pointless. When you're watching a movie and that sex scene pops up, and you're just like, I'm gonna turn it off. I'm just not bothered by sex, and I think you're weak if you're bothered by sex.
They should have a meaning
Oh.
and have a point, or not be
Keep
in it
going.
at all.
I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Can you also grab me a water? Because
Yes.
Talon never did his job.
No one said that on their job. But,
Yeah, you're right.
a sex scene in a movie is not meant to evoke like emotion.
Woo! Woo! W point. Get over here.
Put yourself real quick on camera. Just real quick. I'm talking. I'm saying you could.
But,
Talon, you actually cooked though.
like,
I
if
agree
it's-
with you.
If it's like a cheating scene, if you don't see the cheating, it's not gonna have any emotional effect on you while you're seeing it.
He has
It's still good, but
such a good point.
it's but it's
Like, when
more.
you're watching it, you're like,
Yeah,
Yeah, you're supposed to be getting mad.
you're mad.
I think they need
remember-
they need to have a point though. I hate like senseless, just pointless. Like
I mean, if it's
they
a
just
couple
wanted to
and
have a
it's like
sex
a
scene
movie.
for viewers or whatever.
Did you think Honora had pointless sex scenes? To me, that movie was showing that she actually was not enjoying any of this. It wasn't even sex for her. It was just work. And I think the showing all those scenes, you're watching. Oh, she's not enjoying that. She's just taking it in doggy. And I think they're needed.
That's a perfect one.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Did you watch Honora?
No.
Oh.
But like, if it's just a movie about a happily married couple, and then halfway through nothing happens and they just start having sex, then yeah, that's pointless.
Cooked. Couldn't have said, yeah, you cooked. Hell yeah.
Nora's different
Yeah,
though.
if you're so hard, you better
I
not
feel
be
like
married.
it was a like a Disney-fied stripper story.
Can you name a movie where you feel it's pointless? And then can you name a movie where you feel like it was needed? Because I know you like your sex.
Is that fan gonna mess up audio
No, we're hearing it.
on the thing?
Yeah, I put it in a couple times. It sounds fine.
See?
We're talking about sex.
Oh crap!
Thank you.
I don't want to do that.
No, it's pretty epic.
It's epic. You're having a conversation about.
Talon gave a really good point. If you want to say it again for your dad.
You're talking sex with your mom. This is.
He does that every day.
He was saying how sex is there to provoke an emotion in you. So it is kind of needed. He was saying, obviously, if there's a movie where nothing's happening and it's just sex, then that's pointless. But
No, that's porn,
yeah, you could say that.
right?
That is a good point as well.
So
Is
there's
porn pointless?
No, it's for jacking off.
Clip it. There we go. I was waiting for a clip.
And if you're living in 1993 where you don't, have access to a lot of stuff because no internet, then you do watch.
Did you used to jerk off with magazines?
No. You get VHSs with like old movies that just like is like
Actually-
a flash of like a person showing their boobs, and you're just like,
Oh, so it used to be more epic back then. Now it's like too easy, accessible.
rewind.
Mom, what did you use when you were growing up?
I don't believe in porn. You already know that.
No, but what did you use?
Wait,
To provoke
hold
thoughts.
on a second. Hold on a second.
My
So-
own thoughts,
but is
my
that-
own brain.
You're built
But
different.
it's not a thing to believe in. Like it exists. It's
I
not
don't
that you believe or you don't
in
believe.
watching it.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe in using it for stimulation.
Oh, okay.
I like to use my own mind.
No, I love that.
But the whole point was just that that's what it is for. That was just the point.
That it's for what?
It's for jerking off.
That's what you think.
What's porn for?
To support up and coming women and their acting's really.
Talon for president, man.
What? Okay, hold on. Well, we can dive into this a little bit. The whole statement, which is I think pretty obvious, right? The whole point of porn is jerking off, both sexes, anybody. What do you think it's for?
I don't think it should be.
Oh, you're saying you're anti-porn?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
There's a great scene in a show called Love where some guy gets
I'm
caught.
not anti jerking off.
Just not with porn.
Not with porn.
What if you make it with the
Ocean,
person that
is
you're in
this-
love with?
This, I think, in a podcast where it's
Just
well
recording-
said,
recording-
There's gonna be a bunch of sex talk because people are gonna think you're all incestual.
Right. So we could totally.
But we're all adults.
Yeah, we could. This is a movie podcast. We're talking about movies.
Wait, but okay.
Okay, so no, here's a good one.
Okay.
A quick segue. The last time we were talking about what we were going to talk about on the podcast, and then I think Justice was the one that brought it up. He was like, "Oh, what's your favorite movie?" And in that moment, I struggled to like go, "Wow, what is my favorite movie?"
I know mine.
So I thought about it.
I know mine.
I've done some.
You're the only one that doesn't know it, man.
But okay, go.
Mid 90s.
Okay, no, that's right.
It changed my personality.
Excuse me.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. So
Yeah.
that's kind of a similar reason why you like Nosferatu.
Why I
Strokers.
hated it.
Oh, you hated Nosferatu.
Hated it.
Oh yeah.
We all hated it. Woo! The Hate Nosferatu
Hated
podcast.
it.
Ooh, my headphones fell off. But yeah, we can incorporate that somehow.
Yeah. We can talk about
what
how
did you say, what did you say in the text?
What did I say? What are you talking about?
When
About
you-
Nosferatu?
What did you call it in the text?
Nosfercaca.
No, that's not what he, is that what he
Yeah, I
said?
said,
is
can we
what
talk
he
about
said.
Nosfercaca?
Nosferatu.
That movie
That's
caca.
what he said.
I hate that movie.
We hated that movie. We all hated that movie.
Yes.
Everybody,
Did you like that movie?
Nosferatu.
Good. Don't watch it.
This whole year I haven't seen a lot of movies.
Worst movie I've ever seen. Nosferatu.
I think so. I think in a while.
I wouldn't say worst movie I ever seen.
Okay, no,
Mom, you said you were thinking about what else you could be doing the whole movie. That's
Yeah.
a bad movie.
Yeah, but
Soy Pepito?
Yeah, but
That's not the worst movie. I have a great memory with that.
but
Fences?
so Nosferatu being so horrible because
It's not as bad as Nosferatu.
but Nosferatu was polarizing. Like I literally hated it.
Polarizingly bad.
But then there was people that were like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest movie." I was like, and so a lot of times, right? The reaction for me, anyway, I'm like, "Oh, I hated that movie," and then some people are like, "Oh, that wasn't that bad." But I was like, "I hated it," and people were like, "No, it was the greatest."
you can't
I'm like,
hate it.
I'm like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you mean
Yeah.
it was the
I was
greatest?"
completely
It's
bored.
definitely not the greatest.
People also don't like your reasoning for not liking it. Like if you call it boring and they're like, "Yeah, you're stupid. You didn't get it."
You know what? There are.
It was not hard to follow. It just was boring.
Why do you use Firefox as your browser?
Oh, that's off topic. That's not part of this.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous.
Short and sweet. I was using Chrome and a couple of things that I was trying to do.
Short and sweet.
They
Sabrina
wouldn't.
Carpenter.
They wouldn't let me use Chrome. They told me to go to.
Put that in Noni when you're editing this.
Yeah. So, but Nosferatu, I'm gonna give it to whoever out there
need
that
my
fucking
water.
loved it. There was a whole bunch of it I didn't
It was
understand.
made for them.
Oh, you're admitting to not. What did you not understand?
I'm
I don't think
admitting
it was,
to
it was
it
literally
be-
just a stupid love story about a freaking
Right, but who was the love story?
The-
Who were you connecting?
Nose for Caca and the girl at the end.
Right, but how am I connecting to that?
You're not supposed. Exactly. You can't. Anyone who connected to that is insane.
No,
and you've
anyone
never watched a
saying
love
that
story.
That was a love story. Where was the love? I didn't see any love.
People like
whatsoever.
to feel cool. People like to be weird and edgy. So there was a
It was
weird love story.
obsessive love. It was
So it's like,
obsessive love.
Oh,
Like,
I liked the vamp. I liked the color. I liked the.
Is
that was cool.
is obsessive love at all? Obsessive is
Yeah.
like just wanting.
When I'm
just
in love, I'm
wanting something
obsessed.
to want something. That's
When I'm
not
in love.
love. Being obsessed over something doesn't mean that it's love.
That's not why I hated the movie, but that's an interesting.
there is
take.
obsessive love though.
So you believe there's an obsessive love? I don't think that's love. Being
I love
obsessed with
talkies and I'm
something is-
obsessed with
I don't think
talkies.
I don't think obsession is love. Those are two different things. I don't think obsession is anywhere in a definition of love.
Obsession is negative, right?
I don't think it's anything
It's a bad
positive.
thing.
I think love is supposed to be.
What
a
if you're
positive
obsessed with God?
What if you're obsessed with love?
What if you're obsessed with the grind?
thing. And that's sick too. If you're obsessed with love,
I'm in love with being in love.
I'm in love with being obsessed.
that's a whole nother subject.
Oh, but okay, so mid '90s. So I think this is a good way to kind of like we'll round it off here. We'll just have a quick discussion about our favorites, right? Mid '90s. Give a quick one, real quick.
Changed my personality, made me love skateboarding, made me want friends. I love the aesthetic of that movie. I love the writing. The acting is incredible. There's no flaws in that movie.
You say it made you want friends?
It made me want better friends. And it made me want friends. Yeah, I was lonely at the time.
How do you feel about the little boy sex scene?
I think it was needed. I think there we go. That's a great. We're talking about how sex scenes were needed. There's a scene where the little boy hooks up with a woman that's way older than, and it got a lot of controversy. I think that scene was needed because that's what that kid went through.
Just so you know, it was like a 12-year-old boy and like.
I watched that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Watch it at my house.
That was a good movie. It was the equivalent. It was the equivalent to when we were growing up. There was a movie called Kids.
I've seen Kids, and Kids is awesome.
It's very. I mean, just the way it's made, right? It's just like following around a group of kids and what they experienced in this like small time frame in their childhood, like in their teenage years. You know,
Yeah, Kids is disgusting, but it's a movie I think everyone should watch.
it was disgusting.
It's disgusting. Oh my god, that movie's gross. It's just AIDS. That movie's just
Oh.
about. Do you remember the movie?
Yeah.
You're just like the skateboarding and the alcohol. That movie's disgusting. Don't
So
you?
I was a teenage. I was the age of the kids in mid '90s. I was that age in the mid '90s.
Exactly. That's
I
what I thought.
experienced that entire. It was very accurate.
Did
It
you-
was very accurate. That was really. It was like I could watch that movie and go, this feels very much like, I went to Altaloma High School. I lived in Rancho Cucamonga. Like, it
Were you
really.
throwing around the F word?
Don't
and
be
stuff?
telling on yourself.
Yeah. I went to Altaloma High School.
Oh God.
I got kicked out and graduated from Valley View High School. Go Vikings.
Wait, Noni, how'd you get kicked out?
That's a
You know
good
why?
story.
You know why he got kicked out? Because everybody called him Twatney.
What's twatney? That sounds
Wow.
aggressive.
Yeah, so that was gonna definitely come
twat?
out eventually, but episode 1, Twatney is this. One day my friend,
Not even just twat. They added a knee.
a friend of mine, I won't say his name, but a friend of mine, one day, for whatever reason, instead of saying Anthony, he said Twatney, just in passing, like nobody really and then all of a sudden, everybody called me that.
Oh hell no.
Everybody, all my friends, all my friends' friends, all the people I met, that was my name. That was what everybody called me. My sister started calling me it.
No, I never called you that ever, ever, ever. But
And-
I was Twatney's sister.
Yeah, that's Twatney's sister.
Oh, you guys suck.
Yeah, I didn't
So-
appreciate that.
I got a hat that said, there was back then there was a phrase, a commercial, got milk.
Yes.
I had one that said got weed, but I took off the WED and it was got E. And I would go to raves and like sell ecstasy, got E.
What a.
But I went and had embroidered in the side of the hat,
That's like.
Twatney. So it said on the side of my hat, it said Twatney. And then people thought it
You
was
sound like.
Then they thought it was
insane.
Twatney. They were like, oh, Twatney, like kind of Anthony, but just with twat. I was like, no. Twat. Knee.
Where does a high schooler get ecstasy?
So I spelt it TWATKNEE. And I had it with big letters on the side of my hat. And I just kind of embraced it because it was like, if people are going to if they're going to make up a funky name for you,
Yeah.
and then if I'm going to be like upset about it, if they use it more, I'm going to get more upset about it.
Okay.
Like if they're feeding into, right? So if I just go,
Yeah.
fuck it, that's my name now.
You made it your thing.
Did you
So-
know that?
So then one day, here's another story to add on to that. I kind of, that kind of faded.
That was kind of sad, by the way.
Every once in a while, somebody would call me from like back in high school or whatever. Or I'd get a text and they would say Twatney on it. I'd be like, oh, whatever.
Really?
So I remember one day, and this is still like 20 years ago. I was at a party, like a house party with a bunch of friends. And there was music playing, and I definitely had like a lot of my friends were there, and I just I kicked the radio. I was like, it was like a scene in a movie. I just kicked the radio. Everybody, shut up! Listen to me.
Shut up, Twatney.
I will not answer to the name Anthony. I will not answer to the name Twatney. From now on, everybody here is gonna call me Captain Fantastic.
Yeah, whatever, Twatney. Sit down.
No.
Sit down, dude.
No,
You're Twatney for life.
That would have been funny, but that's not what happened. From that moment on, everybody started calling me Captain Fantastic.
That's literally the most made-up story ever.
That's not made up. I swear to you, like,
That story a bunch.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, like all my friends started calling me Captain Fantastic.
Mom, how have I never heard
They
that?
started calling my wife Mrs. Fantastic.
Wow. What a come up.
Yeah, and then that's kind of where I actually got the name. Where Talon, he's 18 now, but he was supposed to be named Captain Danger. And
Dude, he almost fucked you. That would have
okay, Zion Wolverine.
My name's awesome.
He got a job today because
Captain
his name-
Danger.
I got a job today because of my name. Captain Danger.
Where'd you get a job at?
BJ's.
Whoa, what are you doing for work?
Give him BJ's.
And all he
You
said
just lost
is
your job.
Zion.
Wait, do we have to cut that? Nah.
No, we don't.
Keep
We're
it
putting
in.
it in.
Keep it in,
See where it
baby.
goes. I'm
Authenticity.
gonna go to BJ's and find all the people, and then I get all their, and I'm gonna send.
Have you-
So what was your favorite movie?
Oh, okay.
But that one is?
No, none of these three cameras are recording.
None of them are recording. Can you make them record?
No, okay, they're recording.
Ah.
That
Like-
would have been really shitty.
So, favorite movie? Crazy Stupid Love.
That's. Whoa! I just watched that last night. That is a fantastic choice.
Crazy Stupid Love
I didn't expect that from you.
has a couple of the best scenes
Yes.
ever written
twist at the
and
end.
filmed. You probably,
so proud of you.
You probably won't guess what my favorite scene is.
The Velcro wallet.
Hilarious, but
Yeah,
no.
I'm glad I guessed that.
I mean, it's typical, right? It's not even like
I will always love you when he picks her up at the spot.
right. And before that whole scene. So like the whole thing, even leading up to it, like when she's like, take your fucking shirt off. He takes his shirt off. She's like,
Oh my god, I love that scene.
and then he's like, take your shirt off. She's like, not now.
Yeah, the chemistry's
Fuck.
great.
Like it was just the greatest scene ever. And then
So
and then
you're
he
a rom-com
and then
guy.
he does the thing, and then she's
He
like,
is. He's
You
And
do
then-
love
like
love.
that.
so like that scene, right? When she's coming down, right, and he's bringing her down, and they're like eye to eye.
So beautiful.
You see it in her. She's a great actress, right? But you see it in her face. She's portraying like you believe that she's like wet as fuck at that moment.
Yeah,
and she's
I
like,
think she was.
we're going. Let's go now.
No, it's Ryan Gosling.
But then, yeah, and then I love the idea that it went and they just talked and they just became really good friends.
So
And
cute.
That was great. But that moment, like, that's like every guy's dream to do that to a girl. To
Yes.
make her that attracted to you
Yes.
in that moment. So it wasn't even like, yeah, he was a smooth talker. Yeah, he had a great body and, all that good stuff.
It's the
He
message
did-
of the
He
scene.
did a thing that topped it off, right?
Yes.
So
He
it's
had a
like,
thing.
it's not just your looks. It was everything encompassed. Like, she was, like, attracted to his, like, whole being at that moment.
It was like a hot guy who needed to use actually his like personality almost in a way. To me, like she wasn't down for that until he was doing all
But
that.
he was so into her that even when he took her back to the place, the whole time he's kind of like, I'm kind of digging on just like you, like.
Yeah. And that's what made him
you
stand
could
out.
You could see. I think Ryan Gosling's a good actor too. I think he was like, I believe that he was that guy that was like
Yeah.
figuring the night out as it progressed. Like he was like,
Yeah.
I really kind of like this girl, and this is weird for me.
Yeah, because he's used to just fucking.
And, right, and then but then he's like, having a good time, and then after that, like I think everybody obviously is gonna point to that scene, that amazing scene that just had so many fucking levels of emotional.
And everybody knows that scene, even if they haven't seen the movie.
They just know it, right? Like
God, imagine making a movie with that iconic scene.
When Ryan Gosling comes down and he's like, Cal? And then he's like,
Woo!
wait, how do you know my dad?
That scene is genuinely like anxiety
Yeah.
inducing.
That, I like, to this day, I've watched this scene so many times, but I still watch it, and I'm like, I'm laughing
Still.
but I'm still like just into this moment. Like I think it's hilarious.
The moment never goes away.
And then when Kevin Bacon walks up and he's like, David Lindhagen.
Yeah.
He comes over and punches him. This is like the great. So he's like, okay, I get it. I'm fucking your daughter, but still, this guy, you're still my friend, and fuck this guy. And then he goes punches him. He's like, hey, you know what you did? And then he attacks him. And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm defending.
Yeah.
Just all the like.
I want to watch it.
That's what I love in a scene. That's what I love in a movie. Something that builds you up into this like chaotic scene of you understanding every nuanced emotion that's taking place in all these different characters.
Yes.
Like at the same time.
Make us care.
Yeah.
Yes. You're making me excited. I love talking about movies.
I love that.
But for that's a different genre, though. Like, if you say a rom-com, then I have totally different picks.
Oh, you don't think that's a...
That's a rom-com.
right?
That is a rom-com.
That's what she's saying.
I'm saying then Brown Sugar Jack doesn't fit into that. But that, like, my favorites would be like
Say
The
that
Ugly
again,
Truth.
though, but slower and enunciate.
Brown Stroker.
Because the way she said it kind of confused me when she said it.
If you're going to pick a genre, then I have different picks.
No, but that's... So
Noni named his favorite movie of all time, and it was a rom-com.
But the point was...
But I have favorites of those. That's a totally
right. We all
different
do.
thing.
We all do.
Yeah, but like,
I'm saying,
what's a movie you...
I put a lot of thought into it, and I really thought, like, okay, this is the movie...
That's totally I wouldn't...
Out of all
I would never
action,
picture that either.
comedy,
When he said that, I was
everything,
blown away.
Yeah, that movie just... I thought it was very well acted, very well written. It took... I like my movies to take me... And I want to forget everything.
Yeah,
I want to forget whatever's
absolutely.
behind me. Oh, by the way, I just figured this out. Like we're totally doing this whole thing, and I got Roku home screen is the background.
Sponsored by Roku. Thank you so much.
No, we're not associated with Roku. But it's funny because look at
That's nuts.
it's got
Anthony's Barbershop.
Anthony's
You
Barbershop.
set that up.
No, I actually didn't. I was putting this on because I was trying to figure out how to put YouTube videos.
How do you know that it's...
Pull up the scene from Crazy Stupid Love.
Right. I was trying to figure that out.
That's our favorite scene of all time.
I was trying to figure out how to put stuff on here, but all I have on this is Roku.
Yeah.
So that's just the TV. But then we just got excited and we started doing this.
I'm getting excited too. I'm
and
shaking my leg.
I forgot that this was on there.
This is a movie podcast. Mom, what is your favorite movie rom-com wise? Because you clearly want to talk.
Knocked Up would have to be number one.
That's a
but
great one.
That's a good one. Oh wait.
Ugly Truth, though.
So that was a good one too. But it kind of dies.
No.
At the end, it kind of dies.
No. It's wonderful.
I hate when a movie dies.
Yeah,
It's
like
wonderful.
it builds you up, and then the
Yeah,
ending's
then you're like, what? Yeah.
like,
Have you
whatever.
seen it?
No, I want to watch it.
Oh.
Is it ugly?
You gotta watch it.
Does it get ugly?
I do want to know what you think about it.
Okay. Hell yeah. We can talk about it on the podcast after I watch it.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to the episode 2. Bear with us, everybody. Episode 2, we're gonna have a sound guy that's gonna figure out because every time you touch that, every time your foot touches that, every time I put the can down, it's picking up like
Is it really rough?
it's like.
I hear the can, but that's all I hear.
My mom can hear me as well. She's
Okay,
not.
so Crazy Stupid Love, favorite movie, but pretty close to favorite. Dune 2.
Actually, I think Dune 1 is way better than Dune
Me
2
too,
if you were
me
going to
too.
pick a favorite.
100%.
So it has to be
100%.
Yeah, we both agreed on that. We talked
But
about
I can't go. Oh, my favorite movie is Dune 1 and 2. But really, it's one movie. But I just think like what took place in 2, where he becomes that thing.
Yeah. You didn't think the ending fight was anticlimactic?
I thought it was perfect because it wasn't supposed to be climactic. It was supposed to just be a blip. Like that guy was supposed. So you realize.
Interesting.
Look, you realize what was happening, right? So the Bene Gesserit were breeding individuals to be that guy, and that
Yes.
dude he fought was one of them that they bred to become that guy. So even that chick was like, yeah. So if Paul doesn't work out, we have this dude. So we're gonna send him over there because they thought Paul was dead, right? So they send him over there to be like the guy.
Right.
But then they end up meeting, right? And then they end up fighting, and he's
Yes.
like cousin, you know?
Yeah.
And they're
I
gonna
like
fight.
that. I like that.
It's not supposed to be like this crazy fight scene where it's difficult for him. Like it's supposed to be kind of quick and a blip because he's supposed to be like, you were never gonna be the guy.
Okay, that's kind of hard when you explain it that way.
You know what I mean?
That's not what I picked up.
You
from
were
that at
never
all.
gonna be the guy. I was always gonna be the guy. Cause he knew, he kind of sees the future and he has all stuff. But one of my favorite scenes, right? I probably never guess what my favorite scene.
Is it like an ugly creature?
No, it's when he goes when the dude, you know, the guy that's like the fucking the Morpheus of the movie. He's, you know, he believes in him so much. I forgot his name. But you know what I'm talking about, right? The guy that's like believes in Paul Atreides, and he's like, you know, the one that's like promoting for him to be the guy, but nobody believes, and he's like, oh no, I believe. Like I.
Oh, I don't remember.
Well,
his
when
name.
he's going to send him out on his like journey to like become the guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, and he's like, anything else I should know? And he goes,
Yes. Okay.
he goes, the centipedes, the big ones, they're harmless,
Yeah.
but the little ones.
Yes.
I died laughing in that scene, and even like I repeat that, and everybody's just kind of like,
I love that for you. I love that that's your favorite.
But I just think it's hilarious
Yeah.
that nobody was really making a funny deal that, like, I think whoever wrote that,
You did that voice so accurate.
I think that whoever wrote that scene was like, this is gonna fucking land, and in the theater, like nobody laughed but me.
So those are the best. I have those all the time.
And then I, even to this day, like I'll be just walking, minding my own business, and I go, but the big ones. All right, but the little ones. You know? I think that, like, well, but the little ones.
He said the big one.
The big ones. The little ones.
In his mind, he thinks the big ones.
That would be your favorite movie if you weren't picking Crazy Stupid Love. Dune.
Dune 2. I've watched it.
But you're like
6
ADHD.
times. I don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
that is surprising.
That's you're picking like who
It's
are
very
you?
slow.
Switching up in front of the podcast.
Super
Why the fuck
slow.
is Crazy Stupid Love and Dune your favorite movies?
They're both great. They took me on, like, I want to go to the movies. Like I think I'm repeating myself now, but I want to go to movies, and I want to completely be enamored with what's happening on the screen.
And those two movies did it for you.
And those 2 movies did that for me. Where I was in the movie, and whatever was happening in my life was blanked, and I was just in that. And
You
I
were
was
taken
like,
out of reality. That is the best thing a movie can do.
right.
Dune did not take me out of reality. Dune 2 did not take me out of reality.
Me either.
Dune 1 did.
Yes.
Dune 2, I was like,
Dune 1 was pretty slow
let's
and
fix-
boring.
Let's chop. Wow.
It was like, but it was purposeful. You needed Dune 1 to.
That's what I'm saying. What we built up to was anticlimactic.
It
to me.
built you up to Dune 2.
And now we're getting a Dune 3 because Dune 2 also ends on a cliffhanger.
Well, it has to be, because now they're gonna fight.
Zendaya.
Well, this is the other thing is, I was gonna, you know, I mean, this is episode 1. I think we're gonna wrap it up right here, but I wanted to start it off by doing like introduction, be like, this is Zion. I'm his Uncle Anthony. This is my sister Sarah. But I kind of wanted, like, the reason why we're doing this, and I think you agree, is we are decades apart in age.
Yes.
We have completely different tastes in music and like all that good stuff. But for some reason, throughout your whole life, every time we go see a movie or you go see a movie or we talk about movies, we always really share a lot of similar opinions.
Yes.
Which is why we discussed doing this. Because
Would
it's
be a
like,
good idea.
I feel like being from completely 2 different backgrounds and different like places in the world, and we're like, oh, but we agree on this.
Yeah.
So this is the reason why we do this. And then your mom like was like, oh, I have to be part of this too. So
Yeah.
I mean, we gave
you a chance.
we threw her a bone.
This was my idea with him years ago.
Yeah, Mom.
No,
yeah.
this is good.
But I'm not technical to get all this, to know how to set all this up.
Yeah.
But I set this up for you.
We appreciate you for that.
And you know what we can also do? You guys can do a show. It's just Zion and Mom. I could do that and produce it.
Yeah, you taught me racism was real the other day when you showed me American History X.
You've never seen that?
That racism's real, Noni. Never thought it was.
Well,
Oh. Wow.
I'm just saying
We could have got into that topic.
we will eventually.
Yeah.
But you can't watch a movie and go, oh, that like so
That movie made me realize. Oh, my mom showed me that. I was blown away. I cried.
like a person wrote it. These actors portrayed fictional characters.
I think there's been
It
white
was
people.
it was a powerful movie. I absolutely loved it. But you as an individual, you as a person,
Yeah.
can't watch a made up story with actors acting parts and go, "Oh, that just proved racism was real."
No, because it showed me what could happen in real life, even if it's just not exactly like that. It showed me what was going on at that
Worse
time.
than that happens.
Oh wow, worse.
Oh yeah.
Okay, even better.
Yeah.
That movie, I think my
But that doesn't
generation needs to
prove-
watch.
that doesn't
My
prove-
generation needs to watch that because we're like, racism.
Well,
it was in the past. That movie was like, oh, it's happened.
Yeah, we'll have to explore racism on another because we'll just go. Like this will be like a 4-hour podcast if we just keep going. So we're gonna end it there. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I got
One person.
look, my goal is if I can get 100 people to watch this video,
That'd be sick.
we're gonna read the comments and then Zion's gonna dwell on all the negative.
Yeah. Please.
I'm gonna just be happy that people are fucking watching and
We'll watch it
yeah.
100
This
times.
makes your butt sweat.
Oh, and then there's gonna be an intro and an outro.
Oh.
They're gonna take us. So thanks everybody for watching. Love you.